In the United States, approximately 40 million people suffer from some form of anxiety disorder. Dr. Travis and Dr. Freda Lewis-Hall, the chief patient officer of Pfizer, sat down recently with Patti Murin, one of the stars of the hit Broadway musical Frozen, to talk about her experience.
Patti, you've been very public about the fact that you have an anxiety disorder, and yet you play Princess Anna in Frozen. Are people surprised to find out that you have severe anxiety?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have basically a dream job. I have a dream life, a dream husband. And so people, yeah, when they find out that I was diagnosed with anxiety, they're very surprised.
So when did you first realize that you had an anxiety disorder?
As I was growing up, going through particularly 5th grade, and I was somewhat of a sensitive kid, just crying for no reason, mom having to come pick me up at school. But it wasn't until college that I really found the name for it. I was in college. I had one of my boyfriends had just broken up with me, and I was sad, of course, and all that whatnot, and crying, and you're in college, and everything is a little bit heightened and stuff. But after a few months, I realized I was like, I should not be this upset over this guy. And so I actually went to one of my professors, and she said, why don't you go and see a therapist? And so I did. I took her advice, and so I went on medication.
So let's talk about anxiety for a second, and there are a number of different types of anxiety, but today we want to focus on generalized anxiety disorder. So generalized anxiety disorder actually affects 6.8 million adults in the U.S. And here's the thing, only 43% are receiving treatment.
Symptoms may include feeling restless, wound up or on edge, being easily fatigued, maybe you have difficulty concentrating or having difficulty controlling feelings of worry. These can become very intense, and they often can also trigger anxiety attacks. Patti, have you experienced this?
Yes, I have, actually. I had one almost a year ago. We would just open Frozen on Broadway, and there's just one day where I was like, I can't go into work today. It was an anxiety attack, so I called out of the show, and they were wonderful about it, truly wonderful. You take care of you, you do what's best for you, let us know if you need anything.
You make 3 really important points I want to underline, if I can. The first is anxiety can be really disabling. And second is, however disabling or severe it is, it can be treated, and the earlier you go for help, the better. Yep. And then last but not least is the importance of having a wonderful support network around you.
There can be a stigma associated with the diagnosis and going through that process. Do you still find that, even though you've obviously been blessed to have a great support network?
It's something that I've worked very hard to not be ashamed about, because I've realized that it's sort of a secret society, but I would like to make it a not-so-secret society and something that more people are open about and not ashamed about. I put a post on Instagram about how I called out because I had an anxiety attack, and I didn't realize that the response was going to be so huge, and just I heard from so many people, through social media, through letters that were sent to the theater, and they're saying, she's just like I am. And it really sort of opened up a big, fat dialogue. I was like, yeah, I think I found my platform.
That's great.
There it is.
If people believe that they are experiencing anxiety, it's important, as you did, to go and see your doctor. Talk to your doctor. Yes. And then there's some other things that could be helpful. For example, staying active, avoiding alcohol and substance use, and then also doing things that help with relaxation, meditation, yoga, breathing exercises. Some people agree that those things help as well.
Absolutely, yes. I kind of tell people, find your thing. If it's calling a friend, if it's taking a walk without your phone for 10 minutes, if it's, like, I also have 2 dogs. They help me so much.
Dog lover here, I know that.
Yeah.
There is a lot of information online. There's a lot of information on anxiety on gethealthystayhealthy.com. And of course, we always like to tell people when they're there, they can sign up for our monthly newsletter.
And thank you for sharing your story. Hopefully someone out there watching right now will realize that this is something that needs to be addressed. It's also, generalized anxiety disorder is different than feeling anxious from time to time. As I look at that stage, I get anxious.
Right.
Because if you told me I had to go out there and perform and do what you do, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But so great to be here on Broadway.
Oh,
Thanks
you
for
so
having
much.
us.
Thank
We
you
really
for having
appreciate
me. This is very important, so it means a lot to me.
And keep up the great work.
Yeah, thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.